While Silicon Valley was busy celebrating Tesla as the undisputed king of electric vehicles, a company from Shenzhen, China was quietly building what would become the most shocking upset in automotive history. How did a little-known Chinese battery maker that once assembled toys for Western companies suddenly dethrone Elon Musk's empire and capture the hearts of the global electric vehicle market? By the end of this video, you'll understand why America might have already lost the electric vehicle war before it even realized the battle had begun, and what this means for the future of American manufacturing dominance. The electric vehicle revolution promised to transform not just how we drive, but who controls the roads of tomorrow. For years, Tesla held the throne as the world's most valuable automaker, with Elon Musk becoming the poster child for sustainable transportation. Wall Street believed that American innovation and Silicon Valley engineering prowess would maintain global leadership in this critical technology that represents trillions of dollars in future economic value. Tesla's market capitalization soared past traditional automakers like General Motors and Ford combined, creating a narrative that positioned the company as America's answer to the climate crisis and a symbol of technological superiority. Investors poured billions into Tesla stock, convinced that the company's head start in battery technology, charging infrastructure, and autonomous driving capabilities would create an insurmountable moat around its business. But here's what Wall Street analysts and American media outlets consistently overlooked while focusing on Tesla's stock price theatrics and Musk's Twitter controversies. In the manufacturing heartland of China, a company called Build Your Dreams, better known as BYD, was methodically executing a strategy that would fundamentally reshape the global automotive landscape. Founded in 1995 by Wang Chuanfu, BYD started as a small battery manufacturer in a rented warehouse, initially producing rechargeable batteries for mobile phones and other consumer electronics. The company's early success came from reverse engineering Japanese battery technology and manufacturing it at a fraction of the cost, using innovative production techniques and China's abundant labor force. Wang, a chemistry PhD who understood batteries at a molecular level, had a vision that extended far beyond consumer electronics. He saw the coming electrification of transportation and positioned BYD to become a vertically integrated powerhouse that could control every aspect of the electric vehicle supply chain. The turning point came in 2008, during the global financial crisis, when most investors were fleeing risky investments. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway made a bold bet that would validate BYD's potential. Buffett invested $230 million for a 10% stake in BYD, not because of its car business, which barely existed at the time, but because Charlie Munger had identified Wang Chuanfu as a rare combination of technical genius and business acumen. Munger famously described Wang as a combination of Thomas Edison and Jack Welch, recognizing that BYD possessed something Tesla would struggle to match: manufacturing expertise rooted in cost-effective production and deep technical knowledge of battery chemistry. While Tesla was focused on creating premium vehicles for wealthy early adopters in California, BYD was building the manufacturing infrastructure and supply chain relationships that would allow it to produce electric vehicles at scale for mass markets around the world. What happened next reveals the fundamental difference in strategy between American and Chinese approaches to electric vehicle dominance. Tesla pursued a top-down strategy, starting with expensive luxury cars and gradually working toward more affordable models, betting that brand prestige and technological innovation would create customer loyalty and market share. This approach worked brilliantly in developed markets where consumers were willing to pay premium prices for cutting-edge technology and environmental virtue signaling. However, this strategy had inherent limitations. It required Tesla to maintain high profit margins on relatively low production volumes, making the company vulnerable to competition once other manufacturers could match its technology at lower prices. BYD took the opposite approach, focusing from the beginning on affordability, reliability, and manufacturing efficiency. Instead of trying to create the most technologically advanced vehicles, BYD concentrated on building electric cars that ordinary consumers could actually afford, starting with buses, taxis, and commercial vehicles where total cost of ownership mattered more than premium features. The company developed its own lithium iron phosphate battery technology, which was less energy-dense than Tesla's batteries, but significantly cheaper, safer, and more durable. BYD's Blade battery technology, introduced in 2020, solved many of the safety and longevity issues that had plagued early electric vehicles. While maintaining cost advantages, that allowed the company to offer competitive pricing in price-sensitive markets. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn that exposes the vulnerability of America's electric vehicle strategy. While Tesla was struggling with production hell, quality control issues, and the complexities of scaling manufacturing, BYD was quietly becoming the world's largest producer of electric vehicles by volume. In 2024, BYD achieved what many analysts thought impossible. It surpassed Tesla in total electric vehicle sales, delivering over 1.76 million battery electric vehicles compared to Tesla's 1.78 million, while simultaneously maintaining higher profit margins and faster growth rates. But the pure sales numbers only tell part of the story. BYD's revenue reached $107 billion in 2024, exceeding Tesla's $97.7 billion, demonstrating that the Chinese company had built a more diversified and resilient business model that was not dependent solely on premium vehicle sales. The implications of BYD's victory extend far beyond automotive market share into the realm of geopolitical and economic security. China now controls approximately 60% of global lithium processing, 80% of battery cell manufacturing, and through companies like BYD, is rapidly gaining control over the entire electric vehicle value chain. This dominance was not accidental, but the result of deliberate government policy and strategic industrial planning that began over a decade ago. While American policymakers debated fuel efficiency standards and emission regulations, China was implementing comprehensive policies to subsidize electric vehicle adoption, build charging infrastructure, and support domestic manufacturers like BYD. What comes next will surprise you, because BYD's success is not just about beating Tesla in China, but about expanding globally in ways that threaten American automotive manufacturers across multiple continents. BYD is now the leading electric vehicle brand in countries like Thailand, Israel, and several South American markets, offering vehicles that cost 30 to 50% less than comparable Tesla models, while providing similar range and features. The company's strategy of localizing production through partnerships and joint ventures allows BYD to avoid tariffs while creating jobs in local markets, making it politically difficult for governments to restrict BYD's access. Perhaps most concerning for American interests, BYD's expansion strategy specifically targets markets where Tesla has limited presence or high pricing, effectively surrounding the United States with Chinese electric vehicle influence. While Tesla focuses on premium markets in North America and Europe, BYD is building relationships and market share in the developing world, where billions of new car buyers will make their first electric vehicle purchases in the coming decades. This geographic strategy mirrors China's broader Belt and Road Initiative, using economic relationships to build political influence and technology dependence. The most shocking revelation comes when you examine what BYD's success means for American manufacturing and technological leadership. For decades, American companies have maintained competitive advantages through superior research and development, marketing expertise, and access to capital markets. Tesla embodied this approach, using Silicon Valley talent and Wall Street financing to create innovative products that commanded premium prices. However, BYD's victory demonstrates that manufacturing efficiency, supply chain control, and cost competitiveness can overcome these traditional American advantages, especially in markets where price sensitivity outweighs brand prestige. But here's the twist that changes everything about how we should understand this competition. Warren Buffett, the legendary American investor who initially validated BYD's potential, has been steadily reducing Berkshire Hathaway's stake in the company since 2022, ultimately exiting the position entirely in 2025 after a 20-fold return on investment. This move signals not a lack of confidence in BYD's future prospects, but recognition that the geopolitical tensions between the United States and China make it increasingly difficult for American investors to profit from Chinese corporate success. Buffett's exit reflects a broader decoupling trend that is forcing American companies and investors to choose sides in what is becoming a technological Cold War. The strategic implications of BYD's victory extend beyond economics into national security considerations that American policymakers are only beginning to understand. Electric vehicles are essentially computers on wheels, capable of collecting vast amounts of data about their users' movements, behaviors, and preferences. Chinese-manufactured electric vehicles could provide the Chinese government with unprecedented surveillance capabilities in countries around the world, creating potential security risks that are difficult to detect and counter. The competition between BYD and Tesla also reveals fundamental differences in how China and the United States approach industrial policy and technological development. China's success in electric vehicles results from coordinated government planning, state-directed investment, and long-term strategic thinking that prioritizes market share and technological leadership over short-term profits. American companies, operating in a market-driven system with quarterly profit pressures and shareholder expectations, struggle to compete against competitors who receive government subsidies and support. The story of how BYD beat Tesla at its own game is ultimately a story about how American overconfidence and strategic complacency allowed a determined competitor to seize control of one of the most important industries of the 21st century. While American media was focused on Elon Musk's personality and Tesla's stock price volatility, BYD was methodically building the capabilities and relationships that would allow it to dominate global electric vehicle markets. The transformation of BYD from a small battery manufacturer to the world's largest electric vehicle company demonstrates that in an era of great power competition, industrial success requires more than innovation and entrepreneurship. It requires strategic planning, government support, supply chain control, and the ability to scale production efficiently while maintaining quality and cost competitiveness. As we look toward the future of American manufacturing and technological leadership, the BYD versus Tesla story serves as both a warning and a call to action. The United States cannot maintain its global economic position by relying solely on market forces and private sector innovation, while competitors receive comprehensive government support and protection. The electric vehicle industry will determine not just how we power our transportation, but which countries control the supply chains, technologies, and economic relationships that will shape the global economy for generations to come. The question now is whether American leaders have the political will and strategic vision to respond effectively before it's too late. Next time, we'll reveal how China's dominance in electric vehicle manufacturing is just the opening move in a broader campaign to control the entire global energy infrastructure, and why America's response could determine whether democracy or authoritarianism shapes the technological future of humanity. You won't want to miss what we've uncovered about the next phase of this technological Cold War.